Hey guys, backyard farmer Pat here. Today we're gonna be harvesting and cooking some chijimisai. This year was the first time eating chijimisai, first time growing chijimisai, and I absolutely love this vegetable. This may be one of my top vegetables now. So Chijimisai is actually a Chinese vegetable. I think it's in the cabbage family. So same family as cabbage and broccoli. It's in the same family. However, the flavor is more like a mild bok choy flavor. Cooks very easily. I cooked it for the first time a couple weeks ago. I think I did a video on it. Today I want a really quick lunch, and I have some shrimp that I bought, and I'm just gonna stir fry some of the chimichurri with the shrimp. Gonna do it a slightly different way from the last time how I did it. The last time I just had it as a side vegetable. All right, guys. So the difference with chimichurri versus like our mustard greens or some of these other vegetables, this is a cut and done. That means you cut it. When you cut it, it's a one-time crop. Whereas like with mustard greens, it's a cut and come again, meaning you can eat the outer leaves and it keeps regenerating the leaves over and over and over again till the end of the season, or till the insects get to it. So I love that this has very little, if no, pet damage. I do see some bites here, but this looks like maybe a rabbit or something came by. Looking under the leaves, you can see there's like no white flies. This has had no damage at all since I've grown it, so that's really really good. Not sure if I'm just getting really lucky, or if there are more pest resistant. So to harvest these, you can harvest it two ways. You can just hold it and pull it, but I would rather have the root break down into the soil. So I'm just going to cut it at the root. Just cut it at the base. As I said, it's a cut and done. So when you cut it, that is the end of that plant. I am cutting from different places because I'm in the process of cutting it. I'm actually also thinning it out. I grew these all from seed, so they're pretty close together. So by going through like this, I'm just taking them from all around to try and thin out the plants in the meantime. I'm gonna pick, let me see, I've done 1 2 3 4 5 so far. I think I'm gonna get 10 because this cooks all the way down. So you might think 10 is a lot for just me and my husband, but yeah, it cooks down really quickly and it cooks down to nothing. It shrinks. So I'm gonna get 10. So that's 6. Let's get some from, that's just a big one over here. Get one more. I think this makes it 10. All right. So I think this is the second time I've eaten from this patch. Here's a nice big one here. Trying to harvest the bigger ones. And by me harvesting these bigger ones, it's going to get some of these smaller ones. Give them a chance to grow up more. Alright, so this is what we have. Beautiful plant. I picked 10 guys and you can't even tell. Looks like it's still full. And this is the second harvest, so it's really great. I'm going to probably have several more harvests because as I cut some of the larger ones back, the smaller ones will have a chance to grow and, be ready for me. All right, so let's go ahead and go inside and start cooking. All right, so I just washed it well. Look at that. Beautiful, dark green, delicious. Oh, can't wait to eat it. I'm going to be using 3 garlic cloves, and I have this maybe like just under a half of a medium-sized onion, and you can see it looks like I pulled up a baby Chijimisai, so I'm gonna go back and plant this one. The rest is to the side. So now I'm just gonna go through any leaves that are chewed up like this. I didn't see any insects as I was cleaning it, but these leaves are gonna be a yummy treat for the chickens. The chickens absolutely love this. So I like to go through my garden and pick any of these leaves like this for the chickens. I only found, literally on the whole thing, I only found one leaf that was beginning to yellow, just slightly. So that will also go to the chickens. So I'm going to clean it up. Then I'm going to remove the part that was closest to the root. And I will go ahead and chop up the rest. I don't have to chop it up too small because this, guys, it really shrinks down to nothing. All right, so everything is cut up. Diced up some onion and some garlic, and I decided to throw in a little piece of ginger. This is ginger from my garden. I just diced it up, and then here's what I did with the chijimisai. I separated the stems from the leaves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna saute this first. You can use a little canola oil, a little grapeseed oil, you know, whichever oil you prefer. I'm gonna stir fry this, and once the onions and the garlic start rendering or start breaking down, and the ginger, then I'm gonna add in the stems. Then once that is mainly cooked, I'm gonna throw the shrimp in, because the shrimp are already fully cooked, guys. That's the reason why I'm not starting putting the shrimp in first. The shrimp are already cooked, so I don't want them to break. I don't want them to, you know, get mushy. These are actually just a bag of. It's actually the first time buying a bag of shrimp at Walmart. So this is just a great value bag of shrimp. They're already fully cooked. They were in the freezer section, and they were like $6 for a pound and a half, and it came deveined. It has the tails on, but it already came deveined. So this is, I think this is a really good deal. If it tastes good, then, you know, this is going to be great. So I don't want to overcook the shrimp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my sauces now. And for the sauces, I'm not adding any salt because these sauces have salt. So I'm using a little oyster sauce. It doesn't matter what brand. And guys, this is just what happens to be what I have today. I also love to use sweet chili sauce, but it seems that I'm out. So I'm gonna put a little tip of honey in there to counteract for the sweetness. I have a little hoisin sauce. I prefer to use plain hoisin, but this one is cilantro lime. I guess we probably picked it up by mistake. So I'm gonna use a little hoisin sauce, a little sesame oil, and I have these red chili flakes because I do like to I do like a little heat. And of course, this is from my own garden. This is backyard farmer pat chili flakes. Then, as I said, a little honey. So let's go ahead. Let's start stir frying this. Add in the shrimp, and then I'll show you as we go along. Okay, start with about a tablespoon of oil, and once it's hot, then you can start throwing this in. And you know it's hot, you can put a little piece in first, and when you hear that sizzle, it's ready for this. Sauteing this on a medium fire. Let's go ahead and make the sauces in the meantime. I'm not really measuring, guys, but I'm gonna use probably 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. Of oyster sauce. I'm gonna use maybe 1 tablespoon of hoisin sauce. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna taste it before I use it. See what this cilantro lime tastes like. Let's just taste this. Ooh, it's nice. Ooh, it has a little sweetness too. Okay. So, ooh, is this nice? This is gonna be good, guys. So I'm gonna use, like, I would say that's a tablespoon. As a matter of fact, I don't think I need a honey, guys. It has some sweetness in it. It has a nice sweetness to it. I'm gonna add some of the oyster sauce. Let's make it like, I would say that's a tablespoon and a half. Then for the sesame oil, just a little bit. You don't want it to be overpowering with the sesame flavor. So that's maybe a teaspoon of sesame. And then for my Thai chili pepper, I'm just gonna sprinkle that on top. So everything is rendered here. It's cooking on pretty fast, so I'm gonna add the stalks. And I'm gonna give it like a minute with the stalks in there. Then I'm gonna add the shrimp. If you guys notice, I'm not gonna add any water at all because the shrimp were frozen and I defrosted them in water. So there is a little bit of water in the shrimp. So, and plus the chimichurri will break down and produce its own water. So no need to add water. And for those who are fussy about me using my hands, I'm cooking for me and my husband, and my hands are clean. I did wash them after I came in from the garden. Just make sure your hands are clean when you're cooking. All right, so I'm gonna leave it on a very low fire now. I turned it down to 2 on the stove. So I'm gonna let this cook for maybe a minute. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna throw the shrimp in now because those stalks are very soft. If you wish, you can remove the shell of the shrimp. I'm just trying to get a quick lunch, so I didn't remove the shell. So adding the shrimp now is gonna start producing a little juice, and that's gonna help the stems, the stalks, cook faster. So I'm gonna leave it like for a minute. Then I'm gonna add the sauce next, and then the very last thing I'm gonna do is add the chimichurri leaves, because as I said, guys, these cook within 1 minute. Because I added the shrimp, it stopped sizzling, so I'm gonna turn it up slightly. Turning it up to 4 from 2. I'm gonna add a little of my Thai chili pepper flakes at this point. And this is easy to sprinkle on at the end. Also, if either one of us want more pepper, you can't remove the pepper, but you can add. So, all right. So I'm gonna let this stir fry a little bit. Then I'm gonna add the sauce. Guys, this is some one-hand cooking. While I was chopping everything up, I put a pot of white rice on to steam. I just turned it off. It's ready, and you can see, guys, already in probably less than a minute, it's already springing juices, and that's why I didn't add any water. All right, I'm gonna add the sauces now, and what I did was I mixed the sauces up, tasted it just to make sure it tastes good. The combination tastes good, and plus you want it to be evenly coated, so I mixed the sauces up. So I'm gonna put the sauces on. I'm gonna make sure every shrimp and everything is coated before I add the chimichurri. Looks like I might need a little bit more sauce, guys. I don't want to overdo it though, because the oyster sauce is a bit salty. All of them are salty, that's why I didn't add any salt. So because the shrimp are fully cooked, they are fully cooked before they go in, before I put anything in. I bought them fully cooked. I know it's okay for me to try a shrimp. So I'm gonna let it soak up some of the seasoning. Let it soak up some of the sauce, and I'm gonna taste it and see if I need to add more. Most of the times when I cook, I try to give you some measurements, but it's just really, when you've been cooking for years, you kind of feel it as you go along. All right, it's looking good, smelling wonderful, and you can see the stems. Look at that. You can see the stems are already cooked. All right, so time to get the let me taste it first, and then time to get the chimichurri. It's nice, but I think I can use a little bit more of the oyster sauce. I'm gonna add a tablespoon more of each. It's really a lot of shrimp, guys. It's 1.5 pounds of shrimp. What the proportions I use are probably good if it was a 1 pound bag, but it's actually 1.5 pounds. So the flavor is just soaked up. It tastes nice, but I want more of a kick. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of everything. I'm gonna hold back on the sesame oil, but I'm gonna add 1 more tablespoon of hoisin and oyster sauce. All right, guys, had a little technical problems. My phone died, but guys, adding the extra sauces made it just absolutely delicious. Oh my goodness. So now we're gonna add the greens, and you can see it's a ton of greens, but this is gonna cook down in I'm gonna do it real time so you can see how quickly this is gonna cook down. I might I'm gonna let it simmer down and see if we need to add any liquid, but I know that this does spring juice. This does spring its own liquid. All right, so let's stir it for a little bit. Give these Chijimisai leaves a chance to soak up some of that nice ginger and hoisin and oyster sauce. And then we're gonna put it on some white rice. And guys, it's just about lunchtime. It's just about lunchtime. My husband will be taking his break in like 10 minutes, so this will be ready just in time. Look at that. While I'm talking, look how quickly that is breaking down. Wow. And just like that, it's time to turn it off. I'm gonna turn this off, cover it for like a minute, give it a time to soak up the juices and the flavor, and we'll be right back in 1 minute. All right, guys, it's been 1 minute. Let's try this with some on a nice bit of some white rice. Need some more. Get a little bit of that gravy. So I didn't have to add any water. Get a little bit of that gravy. I'm a gravy person, guys. Love my gravy. All right, so let's try it. All right. Let me just try the Chijimisai first with a little white rice. Guys, this is so delicious. And I should have taken the time to take those stems off, those tails off. Let's try shrimp. Guys, I have to apologize. My phone died and I was just too hungry. So as you can see, I just cleaned off my lunch plate. It was just a perfect blend of seasonings. It was just a perfect touch of ginger, the perfect touch of Thai chili pepper, and just everything was just perfect, guys. I really thoroughly enjoyed this. The shrimp are pretty fresh and plump, even though it was the back shrimp. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this encouraged you that you can grow your own food, guys. You can make this. Till next time, bye now.